Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back. I am AdamMcKola. He is Joe. We are here for the predictor preview of Manchester United against PSG, a team that we have beaten a couple of times in their own backyard, but not yet at Old Trafford. And they're coming to Old Trafford this week. They need a win in this game. Joe, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. It does worry me that they're so desperate for a win now. It does worry me that we've never beat them at home. Our away form is so much better than our home form in all competitions. I'm a little bit concerned about those things, but I think we'll get at least a point. I think we'll get the job done.
We do need at least a point as well, I believe, to seal or get closer to sealing that qualification. Obviously, we could still end up in the Europa League, but we're trying not to think about that at this moment in time. And given that it was the group of death, we're actually in a pretty good position. And we're coming into it on the back of that, I'm not going to say incredible game against Southampton, but incredible 45 minutes against Southampton in the second half. Are you feeling more confident than we were, say, a week or two ago?
Yeah, the Istanbul game was a big one as well. We really struggled to win at home. Obviously, we just lost to them away. It felt like the season was on a bit of a knife edge. We lost to Istanbul, and there was this whole thing of, the Arsenal game was recent in the memory as well. It seems like we're going down the pan. We've got the Everton result, we've got the West Brom result, which was a weird result, but it was still a win. Then we've got the result yesterday as well against Southampton. And it feels as though all of a sudden, things are going in the right direction again. So if we can capitalise on that, we can get the PSG. Again, a win would be great. A draw would probably be enough. I think 10 points with another game to go, especially because not only are we gaining a point, we're taking 2 potential points off PSG, who are the third place team at the moment. I think that would be a massive result. I am more confident,
Yeah, and I think that Southampton game kind of epitomised Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United, didn't it? Like the worst of it and the best of it in that we have that ability to be horrible and anyone can score against us. But we also have the ability to be quality and score against anybody. So it's a weird combination. The story is obviously all going to be around Edinson Cavani heading into this game, playing against his former club, especially after what we saw of him against Southampton last time, excluding his Instagram posts. Yeah. But that is obviously going to grab the headlines. Now, in this show, what we will be doing is predicting the 11, predicting the score, and then giving a wild thought at the end. You ready for that, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, then. So we'll get stuck into our 11s right now. Is Cavani in your 11? What is your 11, Joel?
He is in the 11. I'm going for Henderson because we're not quite sure the extent of David De Gea's problem, whether he'll be ready to go. I'm going to Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof and Maguire. I just think they play. And left back, again, I'm sort of predicting and sort of stepping almost a day or two in advance here, but I'm going to go Brandon Williams. Because Tellez walked off, it looked like he was touching his groin. I don't know whether that was just a bit of self-loving or what, but the fact that he came off in that game suggests to me that there must be some sort of injury there. So I'll go Brandon Williams. And I think we're going to see Old Faithful. I think we're going to see Fred and McTominay. That's what Ole likes to do. He did against PSG last time, he did against Everton.
McTominay missed out of the squad along with Pogba due to injury for the Southampton game. So he may miss it for that injury, but you feel if he's available...
Yeah, well, again, I'm sort of taking a couple of days in advance here, predicting a little bit. If not, I think we'll see Fred and Matic. But I think if Ole has his way and Ole gets to play the people he wants, I think we'll see Fred and McTominay. Then in front of them, it's got to be Bruno. Obviously, Bruno plays, whenever he's fit. And then that's where it starts to get a little bit tricky because we don't know with Martial. He turned up for training apparently today, was gone within 12 minutes because he's not well, some sort of illness there. We're going to see Rashford. He plays every week. I'm going to go Rashford, Cavani, Greenwood as that front three. I think you can't not play Cavani. My only concern is that he's now played, 90 minutes, 45 minutes. He's playing...
You did say Bruno, didn't you?
Yeah. Midfield three of McTominay.
Sorry, you said a midfield three.
McTominay, Fred and Bruno, and then those three in front of them. My only concern is Cavani's played a decent amount of minutes in the last 10 days, having not really played that much for the 10 months before that. But if Martial's not fit, then he's got to play anyway. So I'd play him, and I think Greenwood will get another go in the starting lineup as well.
I think Greenwood had a good game against Southampton, but you could tell he was rusty. Because there's a few chances where you'd think Mace normally scores that.
Yeah.
There was the one where, to be fair, the keeper made a great double save from him and Bruno, but it was straight at the keeper.
Goalie,
And then there was the other one where he rounded the keeper, he did well to get there, but he should have scored it. So I'd like to think that will come though, because he's missed a lot of training, a lot of football, and he'll be suffering from sharpness as well. My 11, I think I'm going to go with Dean Henderson as well. I think Ollie will be in a position where, you know, where De Gea, he probably could be fit, but because we've got someone that we need to give football to,
who's also very good.
Yeah, who's also very good, and he kept the clean sheet in the second half. You'd probably go, let's just give him this chance to get time and give De Gea the extra time to get ready.
Yeah.
I didn't blame De Gea for that goal, by the way, against Southampton, a free kick, although some did. So I don't think it would be a case of him being dropped. I think it's purely down to the injury. Then again, I go Wan-Bissaka. I thought he was excellent going forward in the second half against Southampton. Maguire and Lindelof, even if we wanted to play Twanzebe, we can't. He's suspended. And
He's
Lindelof and
fit.
Maguire, he's back in training. Not sure whether he's fit. Lindelof and Maguire are looking better and better. There were a few moments in the first half, I'm not going to lie, but I think that was as a unit. I don't think that was any certain individual making mistakes. But in the second half, there was some great. There was one challenge from Maguire that I really loved.
On Walcott on the halfway line. Yes.
Where he looked like he clamped him and fucked him up, but the ball stayed there.
Under his legs.
Yeah, it was really, I like to see that from him. And Lindelof stepping forward as well. I would go with Alex Telles. I think he'll be all right. And then I'd go with Matic, Fred. I think I've got a feeling he's going to go diamond again, you know. So I'll go Matic, Fred, Donny van der Beek, Bruno, Cavani and Rashford. Cavani starts this game.
He's got to.
Especially if we're potentially seeing him suspended for the Premier League due to his Instagram post. Then, you know. And on the Instagram post, I don't want to get into it. We'll discuss it elsewhere properly. But on the Instagram post, I think if he is suspended, it's only right, even though I don't think he used it in a malicious way or you just don't use the word, you know what I mean? As someone that isn't black, I wouldn't use any form of that word.
No.
Or,
you shouldn't really
or like even addressing someone by their skin colour.
Skin colour as a descriptor of someone isn't the best.
But I also am well aware
that,
like, even if you watch Maradona's films on himself, he called himself one of those. Like, that's how they refer to But again, it's like I think in this day and age, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, and you think at that point, even if it isn't malicious or whatever it is, someone on his team, someone who there has to be, you have to know about the context that you're putting this into, because you're putting this in front of Man United fans. You're putting this in front of. It's
like Bernardo's one. Look, Bernardo was joking with a teammate.
Yeah.
There's certain things I'd say to you or Jay off camera that I wouldn't say on camera because our subscribers would take it in a totally different way. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's certain jokes you can do that aren't in a public environment. So yeah,
he has to know that.
Yeah. So it's disappointing. I don't think it was malicious, but if they suspend him, it's only right, especially after what we've seen before. My team, as I said, David De Gea in goal. Sorry, Dean Henderson in goal. Got the defence with Telles in it. Midfield, Diamond, Matic, Donny, Pogba, Fred and Bruno.
I like that.
And then Cavani and Rashford up top. So that's my 11. What's your score prediction, Joseph?
I honestly think it'll be 1-1. I think that defensively we've looked quite good recently. Despite, if you take the Istanbul away result out, which I know you can't just take results out because it did happen, but that was almost the anomaly since Spurs. I thought we looked good defensively against Everton. We looked good the other day. We kept a clean sheet against Chelsea as well. I think that there was a sort of a 4-game period where the only goals we conceded were own goals. Do you remember that? Straight after the Spurs game. Obviously, Martial's own goal against PSG being one of them. I think defensively we've come a long way, or we've sort of recaptured some of that mid-season form last year. I don't expect them to score loads of goals against us, but I do worry that midfield diamond struggles to create chances, and we rely on players. You get 1 or 2 chances each, and you have to score them, otherwise we don't win. But I think we'll get a goal. I think they'll get a goal. I'm going to go 1-1.
I'm going 2-1 United. Cavani's going to score.
They were through.
This is going to lead into my wild thought.
Okay.
But Cavani is going to score the winner. You know that. It's written.
If you were a PSG fan, you'd be going, oh, for God's sake, I hope he don't play, because if he does, he's definitely going to score.
Yeah,
like when we play Brighton next time,
100%.
you know Welbeck's scoring against us.
Oh, I don't mind that, though.
Well, you do if we lose.
Do I?
Go on, Danny! Just lost the league.
Van Persie scored for Fenerbahce against us, and I was in the...
Yeah, but we won quite comfortably, hadn't we? So it was fine.
I still got some dirty looks.
Yeah, of course. Good.
But I love Robin. What are your wild thoughts for this game? This wild thoughts for you guys that don't know, by the way, at home, is where we predict something random to happen, something wild.
See, I know I've gone for a 1-1 on the prediction, but if you're giving me put a weird bet on, or my prediction is we lose the game and it's Leipzig that goes out, us and PSG go through. That's my wild thought. I think there's a decent chance that we drop points here, we lose. I think it'll be 1-1, but I could see us losing, and Leipzig are the ones that fuck it up a little bit because it's quite tight, and currently PSG are third, but I've got a feeling somehow they'll scrape through because they just tend to scrape through, don't they?
I've got Cavani, when he scores that winner, he's going to celebrate near the Paris Saint-Germain bench. He will do it. He hates
run up the line like Van
them.
Persie did.
He'll do the reverse Mourinho, up the line to the dugout.
Slide.
Yeah.
Like, good.
He hates them.
Or if he goes back, sits on the bench and goes like that. Remember this? Remember this?
Yeah,
imagine that.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think he looks like a man possessed. And I remember there was a theory after he signed that he saw the Champions League draw and was like, I want to go to Man United.
Imagine that.
I feel like
just the pettiness
it could
of
be
that.
Could be.
Could be. I hope it is.
And if it is,
I think he
going
saw
to
Southampton
score.
on the list and was like, I'm playing in that game.
Yeah, I'll get 2 there. But yeah, Cavani to score and celebrate wildly against PSG. Get your thoughts, your wild thoughts, your predicted 11s, your predicted scores in the comments below. Subscribe to Stretford Paddock as well. Got loads more coming your way. Make sure you're keeping it locked. We had the Premier League piss take going out as well. That was fun, wasn't it?
That was very good. Very fun. Always good.
It always is. So get locked on that. And for now, I've been AdamMcKola. He's been Joe.